fixed. I can't quite tell if it's working or not. Bouncing puck comes over to Carter. Carter sends it through the middle over to Eli. He got that one out into the neutral. Excuse me, that was Jace out into the neutral zone. Angels will get control at the red line. They'll skate this one forward down the right side. Brought in, Teeny defending. Steals that puck back. Sent up to Barron. Barron takes a look, sends it forward, trying to get it up to Carter, but kept in by the Angels. Teeny steals it right back, though. Tried to skate that one forward, had it knocked off of her stick. Angels with control down the right side. Shots it on, tipped on the back side, but just wide. Stolen away here by Jace. He gets it up to Carter, but knocked off of his stick, and Angels will work it back down low. Down into the corner, shots it on. Sam makes the save. Loose puck gets pushed into the corner. Sent out to the point. Angels keep it at the blue line. Shots sent on through traffic. Bouncing puck knocked down there by Evan. And back comes Teeny. Teeny down the near side. Pushes that one into the zone. Angels trying to steal it back. Teeny stays with it though and battles in the corner. Then comes Barron. Angels get control. Knocked off Angels' stick. Had to blow the whistle there as Teeny and one of the Angels players' helmets were stuck together. But they were able to fix that problem. We'll get a face-off down here in the Angels' end. 10:57 to go here, second period. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Aviators with a 2-1 lead. That one comes out to the point. Eli dumps it back down into the corner, picked up by Porter. Off of his stick, Angels get control. Sent up the wall. Eli trying to steal that one back, but Angels will have control of it as they skate out in the neutral zone. Tucker stops the player from coming in clean, but Angels get control. Porter trying to get this one away and does. He'll go behind his own net, over into the far corner, sends it up the wall, gets up to Soren, but not out. Angels are able to keep the line. Comes loose over to Tucker. He'll skate this one forward, slips around one player. Chips it up the wall, trying to get it to Soren. Soren works it to the middle. Now into the zone, gets it knocked off of his stick, but Porter follows it up. Feeds it down low. Angels get control, go behind their own net. Knocked off of the Angels player's stick. Soren trying to feed that one out front, but Angels stole it right back. And they'll work this one out of the zone. Picked up by Caleb. Caleb sends it back to Porter. Porter into this zone, bouncing puck, picked up by Soren. Soren feeds it over to Eli. Eli near side, shots in on loose puck. Soren trying to poke in that rebound on the back side, but cleared out of there nicely by the Angels defenseman, and they'll get control and back out in the neutral zone again. Tried to bring it in the zone, but couldn't do it cleanly. Backhand one in. Tucker will try to send this one up the wall, gets it up to the blue line, but not out. Eli pushes it forward, gets up to Porter. Porter behind, gets it up to Soren, who is behind the fence, but defenseman closed nicely on that and stole it back. With Soren in the corner, tries to feed it out front. Off the mark, stolen away, and stolen back again by the Aviators. Shots in on, goaltender gets a glove on that, holds on, and we're going to face out. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go, second period, 2-1 hockey game. Aviators now out shooting the Angels 8-6. It'll be Albert to take the face-off out there between Grady and Macklin. Evan and Teeny on defense. One back by Albert. Sends it back to Teeny at the blue line. Shot sent on, gets partially blocked. Picked up by Albert in the slot, but it gets sent over to the far wall. Angels will work this one out in the neutral zone. Brought back in, though. That should have been offsides, but we play on. And may have called it off since Angels initiated the puck back into the zone. Stolen away. Evan will send this one off the wall, far side. Picked up by Angels, stolen away by Grady. Here's an opportunity down the near side. Fed over to Macklin. Macklin backhand shot sent on, but a huge glove save there by the Angels goaltender. Had the goalie moving. Macklin got the shot off of a nice feed by Grady, but couldn't beat the glove of the Angels goaltender, and we're going to face off here in the Angels' end. Along the wall. Battle for it. Albert trying to steal this one away. Looks like he'll get it down low. Back down to Grady. Grady down the short side. Sends it out front. Getting it Macklin through the legs and finds the back of the net. 3-1 lead for the Aviators. A nice setup play there by Grady. Finds Macklin out front. Macklin able to slip that one through the legs of the goaltender and into the back of the net. And the Aviators lead now by 2. So 8:21 to go here. Second period, 3-1 lead for the Aviators. Tied up in center dot, picked up by Barron. He'll bring this one in, one-on-one. Trying to get around the defenseman, had it knocked off of his stick. Barron gets it back into the corner, lost the handle on it. Angels will get control. They'll skate this one forward. Down the near side, Angels with some speed, trying to get around Tucker. Carter will fall up too. Angels still with it, try to stuff that one in short side, but Sam covers that one up. And we'll get a whistle and a face-off down in the Aviators' end. It'll be Barron to take the face-off out there with, looks like Jace and Carter. Centering pass there, stolen away by Jace. Jace tries to feed that one out in the neutral zone, but picked up by an Angels player. Here's a spin around shot attempt. Sam kicks that one in the corner. Angels get on it first. They're going to try to feed this one out front, but cleared out of the harm's way by Jace. Comes over to Tucker. Tucker feeds it forward, gets up to Barron, but not out. Angels dump this one back in towards Sam, but stopped there by Jace. He'll go behind his own net. Backhands one back over to Tucker on this near side. He'll send one off the boards. That'll come out to the blue line. But once again, not out. Angels able to keep that in. They work it down the near side. Shot Sinan goes well wide. It'll ring around to the blue line on the far side. Angels will dump it back down in. They tried to center that one right away. Did get a second attempt. Got it up front, but cleared out. Sent out the side of the net. Sam leaves it off for Tucker. Tucker sends it up the wall. Jace will chase after this one, but Angels will get there first. They'll keep it in the zone. Putting lots of pressure on now. Comes loose. Over to Caleb. Down below the goal line. Goes behind his own net. Skates this one forward. Cuts around one player. He'll stay with it and skate it forward down the near side. Brings it into the Angels zone. Trying to get around the defense. Lost the handle in the corner, but stays with it. Tied up in the corner. Had it stolen away, but it comes loose to Barron. Stolen away again by Angels, and they'll work this one out into the neutral zone. Over the red line with some speed. Knocked away by Tucker there. Angels get control again, though. They'll take a shot. That one will go well wide, all the way to the far corner where the Angels get on it first. Barron will come over and try to steal it away. Comes up to the point. Another shot sent on, also wide. Picked up by Tucker along the wall. Down he goes with an Angels player, and the puck will roll out into the neutral zone. Angels will bring it right back in. Now they have a player on the far side that nobody was picking up right away, but they did not see him to make that pass. Down the near side, push towards the net. Sam pushes it away, gets it to Caleb. Caleb sends it off the wall. Picked up by Barron. He'll skate this one forward. Sends it off the wall, trying to get it out of the zone. Kept in by the Angels. Bring it down the near side. Down goes an Angels player. Shot sent on right into the stomach of Sam, and we'll hold on, and we'll get a face-off. So 5:41 to go here, second period, 3-1 lead for the Aviators. They were leading in the shot department 10-6 just a moment ago, but now the Angels have closed that gap and made it 10-9. Porter to take the face-off for the Aviators out there with Soren and Eli. Face-off push forward. Battle for it, comes loose to a player wide open on the far side. Shot sent on, goes wide. I think they got partially blocked by Teeny's stick. Porter tries to feed it forward, gets it up to Eli. Eli gets up to Porter. Porter sends it off the wall to himself. Will skate this one forward. Pushes it over to Soren. Soren will bring it forward, dumps it into the zone, but Angels get control. Different goaltender in there for the Angels now. I guess I missed when they changed. Must have been just a few minutes ago. The battle for it in the far corner here is Eli trying to get control of this one. Sent towards the middle. Angels will get control. They'll try to skate this one out of their zone. They'll just chip it off the glass down into the Aviators' end. Picked up by Teeny at their own blue line. Feeds it forward quickly back up to Soren. Battle for it here. Porter will keep it in the zone. Pushes it down the wall, but Angels have control. Behind their own net. Soren trying to steal it away. Angels player carving through everybody, hands it back to him. Brings it into the zone, dumps it down to the right side. Battle for it down low, big hit there by Teeny, no arm up. Picked up by Porter. Over to Soren. Soren had it stripped away from him as soon as he got it. Teeny follows it up though, but Angels dump it down in the corner. Centering pass. Sam stops that one from coming out front. Picked up by Porter again. Porter feeds it through the middle, gets up to Soren, but a little bit too far for him. Angels steal it back. And nice poke check there by Eli. Gets it back up to Porter, but he gets sealed off there. And Angels will dump it right back out in the neutral zone. But Teeny sent that one back in. But a couple players for the Aviators were offside, so we're going to face off just outside the Angels' end here with 3:57 to play in the second period. So it'll be Albert to take the face off there between Grady and Macklin once again. Tucker and Caleb on defense. Waiting on the ref to come out here. Penalty box door is open, so they won't drop the puck until the ref's back on the ice and the door is closed. Not sure what the delay is here. I think they're trying to figure out when that player should be out or sent back out on the ice, so it should be any minute here. He got put in there, I believe, with about a minute and a half left in that last period, so the 10 minutes should be up. Should actually be up already, I guess. But either way, we are ready to go. Send forward. Tucker pokes that one away. Shot sent on. That goes off the leg of, I believe, Caleb. Sent up, trying to get it to Grady. It comes out in the neutral zone, send back in offsides quickly there, and we get a whistle. We're going to face off just outside the zone here on the near side. Angels will change out their players. Aviators will leave out what they got. Albert to take the face off here again. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go, second period. Face off one clean, but it'll be Angels that pick it up in the offensive zone. They try to feed one out front, but defended nicely there by Albert. He'll carry this one forward, has Macklin to his right, cuts it to the middle, brings it into the zone, lost the handle on a little bit, and the Angels are able to turn it back on the neutral zone. But picked up by Grady. Knocked off of his stick. He takes a look, trying to feed it through the middle to get it to Albert. Does get it over to Albert. Albert will bring this one into the zone. Carves through the defense, lost the handle on a little bit there. And it'll be pushed back out in the neutral zone. Will come to Caleb. Caleb tried to feed it up the middle, but stolen away. Nice poke check there by Tucker, but Angels get control of it anyways. Shot sent on through traffic, goes off of Caleb sticking up and over the net. Battle for it behind the net. Albert will ring this one around. It'll come out to the blue line, just off the stick of the Angels player and onto the neutral zone. Angels go D to D. Trying to get this one pushed forward. Angels with control, but lost the handle on it. Caleb gets it over to Tucker. Tucker feeds it forward. I think that one went off the ref. Otherwise, it would have went down for an icing. It'll be picked up by Grady. He brings it into the zone. Battle for it along the boards. Stolen away here by Albert. Grady trying to get control of it. Down goes an Angels player. Picked up by Grady in the corner, feeds it out front. Two players, Albert and Macklin, both trying to get a stick on that one. Pushed it just wide. Albert trying to steal this puck back again. Looks like he will. Brings it into the zone down the far side. Works it to the outside, shots it on. Goaltender kicks that one away. Over to the near side, Macklin trying to poke at it. Looks like it'll be Angels with control. They'll chip it up the wall, but stolen away by Grady. Now onto Albert's stick. He feeds over to Macklin, but stolen away by the defenseman for the Angels. Back come the Angels. Knocked away by Caleb. Angels still with control. Battle for it along the board. Sent down low. Player all alone out front. Sent up and over Sam. Bouncing puck. Couldn't be settled down. Otherwise, they had a wide open net to shoot at. And back comes Carter down the left side. On his forehand. Shot through traffic over the goaltender's shoulder and into the back of the net. And it's a 4-1 lead here for the Aviators. Carter Hengschley carving through the defenseman, using the defense as a screen, gets that shot off. Finds a small area over the shoulder of the goaltender and into the back of the net. The Aviators have a 4-1 lead here with 1:24 to play in this second period. Barron taking the face off, one forward by the Angels. Trying to get around the defense. Shots in on, right into Sam. Goes behind the net. Evan steals it back. He has a little bit of space to skate here. I'll bring it forward. Cuts around one defender. Down the near side, over into the zone. Down the left side, trying to get this one towards the front of the net. Goaltender was able to glove it. Had the Jace headed there for any kind of rebound, but the goaltender did not allow that. And we'll get a face-off on the near side here of the Angels' end. Just over a minute to play. One clean by Angels. Let's skate this one forward. Trying to get around Teeny. Teeny pokes the puck away. Angels player here trying to sell a penalty. Looks like they will get one. A tripping call here on Teeny, I think on the second player. A minute and a half. Power play here for the Angels. Face off coming on the near side in the Aviators' end. 58.2 seconds to go. Second period. Power play for the Angels. Cleared out there by Carter. Gets it to the sidewall, but not out of the zone. Comes loose over to Barron. Barron will bring it forward. Gets up to Carter. Carter slips around the defense. Has an opportunity. Shots it on. Blocked away there by the goaltender. Got a whistle here. Not sure what it's for. Looks like it'll be called a hand pass, so a face-off coming down in the Angels' end. The referees is confusing themselves here a little bit, but one clean back here, splits everybody, and will come out in the neutral zone. Evan has to retreat to pick this one up, but he'll dump it right back down in. Carter will chase after it. Sent off the wall. Angels get control. They'll turn towards the boards and dump this one forward. Gets on the neutral zone, picked up by Evan. Evan gets tripped up. No call there. Comes over to Carter. Carter with some space. Shot sent on. Goaltender makes a save. Puck leaks out. Barron there trying to clean that up, but Angels are able to clear it out of harm's way, but it comes right back out front to Carter. Fires. Whiffed on it. Here's Barron. Backhand shot through traffic, but right into the goaltender. And he holds on, and we'll get a face-off. So 5.6 seconds left to go here in the second period. 38 seconds left on the power play for the Angels, but it's been all Aviators here so far on the power play, putting the pressure on. Porter take the face-off out there with Eli. Tucker and Caleb on defense. Porter wins that one forward, gets the Eli, shots in on, goaltender deflects it into the corner. And that will be the end of the second period. So a 4-1 lead here for the Angels as we head to the third period. Tini will come out of the box to join her team. Have to head back there for the third period, or the start of the third period for another 32 seconds. Both teams are going to talk this over. Get ready for the third period. I'm going to step away for just 1 second. All right, here we go. Third period about to get underway. Aviators leading this one 4-1. They are a man down. Teeny will be in the box for the next 32 seconds. As Porter will take the face off with Eli to his right, Tucker and Caleb on defense. Face off, one back by the Angels. They go D to D. They'll work it up the far side now into the Aviators' end. Dump down into the corner. Caleb will chase after it. Caleb gets there first. The Angels steal it away. They try to send us up the wall, but Porter takes it back. He feeds it to the middle, gets it up to Eli. Eli with one man to beat. Slips through, gets behind the defense in alone, slides it past the goaltender into the back of the net. Nice little play there. Worked it from his forehand to his backhand, slid it in just between the goalie's leg pad and the pipe. Short-handed goal there for the Aviators. They lead this one 5-1. Seven seconds still left on the power play. Teeny release from the box, picked up by Porter here at center ice. Angels steal that one back. They'll work it back down into the Aviators' end. Shot sent on, goes off of Caleb's skate and over into the corner. Eli will try to steal this one. Teeny gets sent out of the, or gets released from the box. The Angels get a shot off here, knocked away by Sam. Soren will pick this one up for the Aviators. He feeds it to the middle, gets it to Eli, but off of his stick. Angels will get control. Eli trying to steal us back, sent out in the neutral zone. Angels will bring it in the zone down the left side. Dump down into the corner. Angels still with it. Behind the net. Angels trying to feed up front. Pass a little high there, but they have control still. Trying to get through the defense. Tucker pushed that one forward. Ref wanted to blow it for a hand pass. Had his whistle to his mouth. Stayed there forever. Nice little move here. Shots in on. Sam makes his save, holds on, and we'll get a face off. Little individual play there by the Angels player, but couldn't get past Sam. We'll get a face off here in the Aviators' end. Albert take the face off. Want it clean over to Grady, but went through his skates. There's an option again for Angels. That one gets blocked. I think it was Teeny that was able to get her body in front of that one. She feeds this one forward up to Grady. Grady tried to send it up the wall. Angels able to send it back down low. Evan into the corner. A couple of players collide and go down. Teeny picks it up behind her own net. She pushes this one forward, trying to get it up to Macklin. That goes through everybody. It'll come all the way out and down to the far blue line. Picked up by Grady. Into the zone, slips around the defense, backhand sent on, beats the goaltender over the glove and into the back of the net. And the Aviators extend their lead, making this a 6-1 game. .13 minutes to go here in the third period. 6-1 lead for the Aviators. Albert will take the face off again. Picked up by the Aviators, brought in, hands it off to Grady. Grady swallowed up there by four Angels players. They turn it right back out in the neutral zone. Sent through the middle. That's one off the mark. And it'll go for an icing call. Back down into the Angels' end for the face-off. That'll be Albert to take the face off again for the Aviators. Tied up in the corner, picked up by Grady. Grady feeds it out front, trying to hit Macklin. Went off his stick, but went just wide. Albert with it along the wall. Gets tied up a little bit, knocked off the puck there, but Macklin knocks it back. The Angels are able to get it out in the neutral zone. And now down into the Aviators' end, trying to get through the defense, behind the defense. Shot sent on, but right into the chest and glove of Sam. He holds on, and we're going to face up. .12 minutes, 19 seconds to go here, third period. Bannon to take the face off. Players weren't even set. Ref decided to drop the puck anyways. Bouncing puck comes right out in front of Sam. Sent in on him. He gets a glove on it, holds on, and we'll get a face-off on this near side again. Actually, looks like we'll move it to the far side. One more goal here, and we should see running time as Angels get a shot off there. Tucker will clear this one out. Goes off the Angels defenseman all the way down the ice. So no icing here. Angels will get to it first down in the far side corner. They'll go D to D behind the net. Brings it around up to the near side. Comes to Jace. Knocked down there by an Angels player right in on his goaltender. He was able to get down quickly and cover that one up. Otherwise, it was going right between his legs. Would have been called a high sticking either way. And the face-off would have ended up down here unless it ended up in the back of the net. Face-off, one back. Comes to Caleb. Caleb sets up, fakes the slap shot, works it forward into the high slot. Sends it over to Barron. Barron back over to Carter. Carter sends a shot towards the net. Barron out of the corner. Tried to feed it back out to Carter. Whiffed on that one a little bit, and Angels will clear this one out into the neutral zone. Angels lost the handle on it as they send it through the middle, but it's picked up by Carter. Carter down the far side into the zone now. We'll chase after this one down in the corner. Goes behind the net. Over to the near side, feeds it over to Caleb. Caleb over to Barron. Barron shot through traffic, tipped on there by Jace on the back side. Goes back behind the net, picked up by the Angels. Stolen away there by Barron for a second, but Angels are able to work this one on the neutral zone. Caleb does some nifty stick handling, pushes it back into the zone. Angels trying to clear it out, but Caleb was able to get the wall there. Now it's back down into the corner. Carter turns, fires, sends one behind the net. It comes all the way out to the point to Tucker. Tucker turns, fires one towards the net, knocked away by the Angels defense. Carter picks this one up. Behind the net, try to feed it out front. It comes loose to Barron. Shot sent on. That one goes up and over the net. Up the sidewall here, picked up by the Angels player. They'll try to skate this one out in the neutral zone, but it's kept in by Jace. Jace turns, fires one towards the net, goes wide. Picked up by Angels on the far side. Tucker slides up to keep this one in. Had it knocked off of his stick, comes loose over to Caleb. He's able to keep it in as well, but Angels do finally get it out in the neutral zone. They'll skate this one forward, but stolen away right away by Jace. He backhands one up, it gets up to Barron. Barron feeds it up to Carter, but a little bit off the mark, and Angels get control again. Just under 10 minutes to play here. Third period, a 6-1 lead for the Aviators. Picked up by Carter. Carter turns, fires. It's in on net. Goaltender makes a save, trying to get it covered up. Another attempt there by Porter, sends it off the side of the net. Back come the Angels. Through the neutral zone, trying to get around the defense. Shots in on through traffic, goes just wide. Over to the near side wall. Angels send one back towards the net, but goes off of Evans' stick. He'll pick it up. Tried to slip around the Angels forward. The Angels have control. They send this one towards the net. Sam left it there for Caleb. Caleb pushes it behind the net. He slips away from one Angels player, but lost the handle on it there a little bit. Barron skates it forward, pushes it up to Porter. Porter trying to get around the defense, but they're able to keep it in the zone. Got a nice poke check there by Caleb. Knocked it out, but Angels bring it right back in. Nice job by Evan there, meeting the player, poking that puck away. Picked up by Eli. Slips away from one player, now picked up by Caleb. Behind his own net. Skates it forward. Takes a look, slows it down a little bit, cuts it to the middle. Hands it over to Eli. Eli backhands one into the zone. Angels will get control again here. Porter trying to poke this one away. Comes loose up to Eli. Eli pushes it off the wall. They're going to try to send this one out, but it did come out into the neutral zone, but Heaney sent that one in just a little bit early, and we're going to face off just outside the zone. Clock continues to run, even though it's not supposed to. I think they're supposed to get 6 goals, but only 5. coaches for the Angels said that's fine, let's just do this. But either way, dumped in there by Teeny all the way down into the zone. Angels get control behind their own net. About 7.5 minutes to play here in the third period. This one's sent over the near side, picked up by Evan. Angels dump this one down. Trying to get around Teeny here. She did a nice job of defending. But Angels get control, but stolen away there by Eli. Eli skates this one forward, cuts to the middle now over to the near side. Down the right side, puts on the brakes, slips away from another one, pushes it over, gets it to Porter. Porter in a high slot, shots in on, goaltender makes his save. Soren couldn't get the rebound as it went, into the corner. Soren trying to steal this one back, but Angels still with control. They'll dump this one out to the blue line, kept in by Teeny. Teeny sends one toward the net, stolen away by the Angels player. And back come the Angels, down the near side into the zone. Nice poke check there by Evan, knocks it away, but Angels still with control. Evan lost his stick. Teeny steals that one away, trying to skate it out herself, but had it knocked off of her stick, but picked up by Grady. He'll skate this one forward, works it to the outside, brings it into the zone. Lost the edge there. And we'll get a tripping penalty here. Looks like on the Angels. They had a player laying down on the ice back here. I thought maybe the Aviators were getting called for one, but it looks like it'll be the Angels getting called for one. So the Aviators going on the power play here. Since the clock is still running, power play is already down to 1:10. Picked up by Grady behind the Angels net, trying to feed it out front. Sends it off the wall, gets it out to Caleb at the point. Caleb pushes back down the sidewall, gets it to Grady. Grady in the corner. Spins away from one check, gets tied up, lost the hand on that one. Angels will get control, but over comes Albert to try to help out. But the Angels will get control. They'll bring one forward. Nice poke check there by Tucker. Stole that one away, but Angels still with it. Tucker lost the footing, but was able to poke check from his knees. Dumped back in by the Angels all the way down. No ice here. This one will go down into the corner. Picked up by Caleb. Goes behind his own net, takes a look. Elects to skate this one forward. Carves through the middle here. Now over to the near side. Gets the defenseman going both ways, but somebody slipped into the zone a little bit early, and we get an offsides call and a face-off coming outside the zone here. A little conversation here between the timekeepers and the ref. Only about 6 seconds left to go on the power play. 4:47 to go here, third period. 6-1 lead for the Aviators. Evan dumps it down in now. Come right in on the goaltender. He'll push it into the corner. Angels trying to dump this one down. Had a player behind the defense. Aviators actually cleared that one out of the zone, but it comes to Carter. He'll skate it forward, trying to get through a couple of different players. Hands it off to Jace. Jace brings it in. Jace hands it off to Carter. Carter cuts to the middle, gets on his forehand in the high slot. Shots in on, gets blocked. Another attempt, back of the net. Baron Berg cleans up that loose puck. Beats the goaltender over the shoulder into the back of the net. And it's a 7-1 lead here for the Aviators. Just over 4 minutes to play here. Angels with control, bringing it in the zone down the left side. Shot sent on right into the glove of Sammy. Holds on, and we'll get a face up. No face off coming on the near side here. The Aviators end. Clock continues to run down here. Face off one back by the Angels. They send it out to the point. Stolen away by Carter here. Opportunity for him. 2-on-1 with Bam. On the left side. Defenseman got back nice, forcing Carter to shoot that one, but sent it just wide. Angels get control on their own end, but stolen away by Barron for a moment. Angels get control, but Barron doing a nice job of stealing that one away again, but Angels do finally get out in the neutral zone. Teeny steps up and dumps this one back down in. This one goes off the back of the net. Angels with control. They'll dump it out to the blue end again. Gets it out in the neutral zone. Brought in, but stepped up there by Evan. Stole that one away, and back he comes. Angels getting a change. Evan tried to get around the defenseman as he cut. Lost this puck on the skate of the Angels player. Angels digging this one out of the corner. They'll send it out to the point. Kept by Teeny. She'll dump it back down in. Off the back of the net. Picked up by Jace. He'll dump it over into the far side corner. Carter will chase after it. Digs it off the wall. Cuts the middle. Gets onto his forehand. Sends that one off the pipe. Puck stays out behind the net. Another attempt there. Back of the net is Jace. Nice feed there by Carter. Finds Jace standing all alone out in front of the blue paint. And he finds the back of the net. So it's an 8-1 lead here now for the Aviators. About 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Running time now, or has been for a while. As the clock continues to tick down to about 2 minutes when this puck will be dropped. Porter will be taking a face-off out there between Eli and Soren. Tucker and Caleb on defense. Puck comes loose, picked up by Porter, brings it into the zone, offsides though. Soren got in a little bit early there, and we're going to face off right down here in front of us, just outside the Angels' end. Porter with the face-off, one back. Caleb couldn't quite get there, and in comes the Angels player. Gets through the defense. Got it on Sam, beats Sam, but hits the pipe, doesn't go in the back of the net. And we can play on. Eli with it. Lost the handle. Angels steal it back. They feed one up front. That goes off a skate. That'll come out into the neutral zone. And we'll get a couple players headed to the box here. There's number 5 for the Angels, and looks like Eli will head to the box. A couple matching roughing penalties as they're pushing each other behind the play. We're going to face off here. Looks like just in front of the Aviators bench. The clock just went under 1 minute to play here. Third period. It's an 8-1 lead for the Aviators. Albert to take the face off up there with Macklin and Grady. Evan and Teeny on defense. This one over to Grady. He pushes it forward. The Angels will get control. They send it through the middle. Got into the zone, knocked away by Evan, but shot still sent on. Saved by Sam there, picked up by Teeny. Teeny will skate this one forward. Defenseman loses an edge. She works it out to her forehand on the far side. Shots it on, goaltender makes the save. She gets it back, trying to get control of it behind the net. Feeds it out front, gets it to Grady. Grady shots it on, goaltender makes the save. About 15 seconds, Angels turn it back out in the neutral zone. 10 seconds to go here. Through the defense, shots it on. Sam makes the save into the far corner. Grady along the boards, runs into the ref, almost takes him down. About 2 seconds to play here, and that is the end of the third period. A big win here for the Aviators, taking down the Fargo Angels 8-1. Good way to end the weekend, especially after that tough loss on Friday. An offensive explosion here for the Aviators. I believe they only have one game next weekend. They take on the Red team again. I believe that's on Sunday afternoon sometime, maybe like a 1:30, 2:30 start like that. I believe that's all they have next weekend. So I'll get that put up on the Facebook page and on the YouTube page. When I know if I'll be able to cover that one or not. But as always, we appreciate you guys joining us, and we will see you next